us begin. Today is the 27th day of the first month in the 9th year of Channel Group, March 10, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천진, 천부모님께 경배, 바로. Let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
For the opening prayer, may I call Mr. Stephen Gimay.
Hello po. Nanirinig ako?
Yes po.
Okay. Let's pray. Dearest loving Heavenly Parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, thank you for this wonderful morning. We want to express our deepest gratitude to give us an extension in our life. Thank you for all the blessing and love that we receive. And also, loving Heavenly Parents, in this virtual morning devotion, please allow us to feel your sorrowful heart and take complete dominion over our mind and body as your own. Heavenly Parents, in this golden era, please guide us that we can act to bring complete restoration towards realizing your will. Our true mother has been doing tirelessly to fulfill of what she is promised to true father, to realize the unity of North and South Korea and the realization of Cheongilguk in this coming 2027. Even though our true mother in her old age, but still she's working day and night. Heavenly Parents, please protect our loving true mother. especially is health, and she can live more longer here on earth. Our true mother's heart is in great sorrow because many people die without knowing true parents. That's why loving heavenly parents is guiding each one of us, especially all people, all the members of Unification Church, to fulfill and go on forward. How we can give joy and happiness to our true parents to bless these 8.7 billion people of the world. Thank you to our national leaders, Angelo Halog, to give us every day an inspiration through this morning devotion to develop our spiritual life and live in accordance to the will of heaven. Heavenly parents, please guide in each one of us to fulfill our portion of responsibility and be able to become people who can be directed by you and who can live that way and become historical sacrifices who go forth and show and shout, I will die for the sake of the life of the whole, and march forward and bring the flag of victory to heavenly parents and true parents. All this we humbly pray and report in my name, Secretary of the Central Family. Aju, aju.
Jew. Let us offer our individual prayer. Jew. Jew. Let us offer our greetings to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning. And to all our leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to our morning devotion. May I request all our brothers and sisters to take their seat. Thank you. Let us begin with our Hundok reading. To lead us with the reading, I would like to call Miss Shin Jasormi Kimai.
So today's reading is from the book of Mother Peace, a memoir by Hakcha Hanmi. Chapter 5, The Emblem of the Kingdom of Heaven. The first time people hear the little angels sing, they are astonished.
Sheen, can you make it louder? Thank
Oh,
you.
it's Bob. The most beautiful flowers of Korea. The first time people hear the little angels sing, they are astonished. They feel swept up in a beautiful wave of love and harmony. I hear comments like these all the time. To me, it sounds like the voices of angels. And if one person expresses such admiration, the next will pour out even more praise. What I am listening to is not a song, it is a happy chorus that brings rain to a parched soul. If we were able to capture the distinctive feature of the unification movement in one phrase, it would be the culture of filial heart. Filial heart, for which I coined the Korean word yojong, signifies sincere devotion and love toward our heavenly parent. Heart, for which my husband coined the Korean word shimjong, is the essence of beauty and original root of love. It is beauty It is beauty that stimulates love to search forth eternally. The culture of heart transcends time and space. In the world where God's will has been realized, a pure and immaculate culture of heart will flow forth like a river and waft like a breeze through all forms of artistic creativity. As Jesus said of the little children, the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. A child sleeping peacefully is the epitome of peace. A child's innocent smile clearly illustrates what happiness is. A child's voice is gentle, but it opens the door to the heart, reconciles with strangers, and expresses happiness and peace. It is the power of the innocent voices of children joined in song that led my husband and I to found the Little Angels of Korea, a children's folk dance and singing troupe. During the Korean War, I saw many talented artists who were poor and homeless, seeking refuge and unable to display their work. During this time of Korea's post war poverty, few people believed in the power of music and dance. No one even listened when my husband and I talked about the culture and the arts. All they did was shake their heads and say, "It's difficult just finding enough to eat. Don't waste your time thinking about culture." But in my view, culture is not a luxury, it is a life essential. For 5,000 years, the Korean people refined culture as a part of everyday life. We are a people of the arts. The Korean people is unique and beautiful, even though some of it was lost during the deprivations of the 20th century. During my school days, one of my favorite pastimes was drawing. I even thought about becoming an artist. Instead of investing in that dream on a personal level, I helped bring the exceptional beauty of Korean culture onto the world stage. That is how the Little Angels came to be. Korea was in a state of poverty and political turmoil when, on Children's Day, May 5th, 1962, my husband and I founded the Little Angels of Korea Children's Folk Ballet. With our membership, there were many dissenting voices. Their first argument was that if we lacked the money to build a church, how would we raise to run a song and dance troupe? Some opinion that an adult choir would be better than a children's dance troupe. There were perhaps a dozen objections to the plan, but my husband and I remained steadfast, and eventually everyone united behind the Little Angels of Korea. The next hurdle was finding a place for the girls to practice. We managed to get the free use of a dilapidated warehouse. It had a leaky roof and broken windows. With some hasty repairs, we made it into a practice room. There was no stove there, so the girls blew on their hands to keep warm in the winter. Once the news got out about what we were doing, those opposed to our church laughed and said, "Angels fly in heaven. Those girls look like they're splashing around in a swamp." But the girls and their instructor had a passion to succeed. They kept the little angels' motto in their hearts. A beautiful heart makes a dance beautiful. A beautiful heart makes a song beautiful. A beautiful heart makes a face beautiful. For 3 years, they went through intense training, shedding sweat and tears. After that training, they departed on a world tour with a grand slogan, Let's take the Korean flag to the world. The Little Angels' first performance in the fall of 1965 was at a concert for former U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a place made famous by President Lincoln's address honoring those who died at the turning point of the American Civil War. This was the start of the Little Angels' travels to showcase Korea's beautiful culture. After the concert, President Eisenhower reminisced about his 1952 visit to Korea and praised the dance troupe highly. It's as if heaven's angels have come down to earth, he said with a gentle smile. It was very bold for this novice group to give its first public performance before a former American president. Even singers and dancers who were well known in their own countries did not impress the audiences in the United States. But I was not worried at all. Children singing is innocence itself. And I knew from experience that innocent children create peace and harmony. Starting with a performance at Gettysburg, the Little Angels brought joy everywhere they went. They performed in many venues in the United States. When they began Korean songs such as Springtime in My Hometown or Arirang, people's brows at first would wrinkle due to their unfamiliarity. Then they would close their eyes and listen. Finally, they would be moved to tears. When the little angels danced, the little bride and groom, in their traditional Korean costumes, people would follow along with the beat and respond with heartfelt applause. When a dancer wearing a traditional Korean white socks would raise her feet in the air, representing the elegant and beautiful curves found in Korean art, Westerners were delighted. Even without uttering a single word, the little angels conveyed our tradition and beauty. They toured the world as ambassadors of Korea's culture, displaying a youthful energy, purity, and happiness for which Western audiences were longing. Heart touches heart. One day, the Little Angels General Director, Dr. Bohi Park, received an invitation. It was from the United Kingdom. In the early 1970s, it was very difficult for a Korean to go to Great Britain, but amazingly, the Little Angels were invited to perform to the British royal family. Such an invitation had never before been extended to a performer from anywhere in the Far East, let alone Korea. The dancers quickly packed their bags. Reaching London required that they change planes several times. At the Royal Variety performance at the London Palladium held for Queen Elizabeth II in 1971, among all the outstanding performers, these beautiful girls from Republic of Korea were a bright light. Their cute yet dynamic and colorful dances brought several standing ovations. The event was highlighted in the newspapers and on television the next day. In the minds of the British people, Korea was no longer a cultural backwater, but rather a nation with a vibrant artistic tradition. The lovely voices of the Little Angels of Korea have now been heard in more than 80 nations. They have toured 5 continents and performed over 7,000 times, including the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in 1971 and the United Nations General Assembly in 1973. They have appeared on television more than 800 times and have met many presidents and prime ministers. They performed for the bicentennial celebration of America's independence and the 10th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and South Korea. They have toured Japan, the United States, Europe, Asia, Africa, and South America. Everywhere they have gone, they have received praise and applause. In the spring of 1990, they performed in Moscow, the Soviet Union, and melted the hearts of communist leaders. In May 1998, their performance in Pyongyang, North Korea, contributed to efforts for reconciliation between North and South Korea. Among the most meaningful of the Little Angels tours was one they visited each of the 22 nations that participated in the United Nations response during the Korean War. In 2010, to mark the 60th anniversary of the outbreak of the Korean War, we sent the Little Angels to perform for the war veterans of the 22 nations that had sent troops or humanitarian and medical aid. It was among the most meaningful of the Little Angels tours. Over a period of 3 years, they visited each nation offering a performance of gratitude in honor for the veterans. We in Korea had received extraordinary assistance from these nations in our hour of need, and we declared that it was time to give something back. Those whom we met still remembered Korea vividly, and many said that they never ceased loving our country. Some Koreans at home criticized the home tour because we were a private group and did not officially represent the government. We represented the heart of the Korean people, but as well as God's heart. In every country, war veterans proudly came on stage in our performances wearing their faded uniforms and showcasing their medals. This brings up one uplifting story. Ethiopia and the Republic of South Korea were the two African nations that sent troops. In the 1980s, when communists took power in Ethiopia, they displaced all the Korean War veterans to a camp on the outskirts of Addis Ababa. In reality, that place was like a concentration camp. The veterans shared painful memories of how the regime had persecuted them and how they were treated. When we saw the little angels, they were moved to tears as they realized that the poor, ragged, and divided nation of Korea was now a developed nation ready to thank them. The happy ending is that the Little Angels concert brought the veterans' plight to the attention of the present government, which is now making up for past mistreatment. At the tour's concert in Washington, D.C., Korean War veterans in their 80s wept when the Little Angels sang Arirang and God Bless America. In Copenhagen, Denmark, Princess Benedict joined some 300 veterans of the war effort to watch the performance. After a warm welcome by Nepalese students and citizens upon the arrival of Kathmandu, the Little Angels performed brilliantly at the inauguration of the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, an event that took place in 2016. The Nepalese were deeply moved by the concert held at the Presidential Palace as well as in performance halls, and their media gave the Little Angels high praise. The Little Angels are representatives who are answering God's call. They are guardian angels spreading peace nationwide, worldwide. Aju.
True. Let us give a hand and appreciate our true parents' words. And also let us give a hand to our sister, Shin Hasur Migimai. Thank you so much, Shin. Yes. And also thank you also to Tito Stephen for our prayer, for the prayer. And now to share his 10 points of gratitude, let us welcome our brother Sunrik Kyle Salido.
Hello, good morning, brothers and sisters, elders and leaders. Today I will share to you my 10 gratitude points. So, first and foremost, I am thankful to God, Heavenly Parents and True Parents for the gift of life and for creating this beautiful environment and world. I am grateful for the gift of life and for creating this beautiful environment and world. I am grateful for true parents by laying victorious foundation and through their blood, sweat, and tears to restore humankind from Satan's teenage. Secondly, for our beloved leaders, I am grateful for them who teach us the necessity of being a member and also for tirelessly reminding us of everything that we should fulfill. I am thankful for the leaders who are in this Zoom call who give us internal guidance and lead us to strengthen our relationship with God. Gratitude point number 3 is for the members. I am thankful for our brothers and sisters who are working so hard in the front line to fulfill true parents' dreams and goals. They are amazing people for me, and um, you know, they deserve the love and support that we can give to them. And fourth point is for our parents. I am thankful for them for loving us unconditionally and supporting us in our childhood up to these days. I am grateful for my parents because they provide us everything in their power from love, uh, respect, and finances, advice, and good life. Also, they are the embodiment of God in our houses and homes as they provide guidance and protection as well. And fifth is for being alive and healthy. I'm thankful for Heavenly Parents and True Parents since they provide me another day to live and another chance to be a good individual every day. I may not have the perfect body and sometimes I sleep late, overwork, and overstudy, but God still wants me to be alive and fulfill His destiny and my destiny for Him and to be His ideal son. I am also thankful for Heavenly Parents and True Parents by being born as a second gen in this era, even though sometimes it is hard to connect and understand True Parents' heart. I am grateful that they gave me another chance to truly change my perspective towards their goals and aspirations. Six, I am grateful that we have a home, and a roof over my head, and a place to live. It keeps us warm and safe, and it is a place where we can share our love, care, and respect for one another in our houses or homes. It is one of the underappreciated things in life, so acknowledging it can have a mental impact in our daily life and in our lifestyles. I thank God for my parents who are working so hard to provide these kind of things. And seventh point is I am grateful to God and to parents for providing us a food to eat and water to drink. He created every essential in our daily lives since food gives us energy to love and care, respect, and carry out responsibilities. Um, eighth, eighth point is I am grateful for the internet and technology, which bring us closer together. I am grateful that even though there is this pandemic, we can still connect and also the internet provide us some knowledge and skills for our daily life. So it is a blessing for us. Uh, Ninth gratitude point is that I am thankful for all medical workers, doctors, nurses, medical technologists, and many other healthcare workers who are in labor so hard in this challenging time. Due to this pandemic, I couldn't be grateful enough for them to work so hard. And you know, I pray and hope that their hard work and sacrifices can bring joy and happiness to themselves also. And lastly is I am grateful for the obstacles and setbacks that may come. These obstacles made me stronger and a better person. I have many failures and disappointments, but that didn't stop me from being a good person. Um, Even though there are circumstances that were happening in our lives, we must carry out as heavenly parents and true parents told us to be persevering. For brothers and sisters, my advice is that it is okay to rest but not to quit. Our lives matter, we matter, and that is the reason why we must look forward and do everything in our power to fulfill our destiny and fulfill God's sovereignty. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Brother Sonrit Kyle, for sharing your 10 points of gratitude. Once again, let us give a hand to our brother Sonrit Kyle Salido. Thank you so much. Now, to render us a song, let us welcome our second gen from Gimay family. Let us welcome Sun Hana Gimay.
Love in your eyes, sitting silent by my side, going on, holding hands, walking through the night. Hold me up, hold me tight, lift me up to touch the sky, teaching me to love it hard, helping me open my mind. I can fly, I'm proud that I can fly, to give the best of mine till the end of the time. Believe me, I can fly, I'm proud that I can fly, to give the best of mine, the heaven in the sky. Stars in the sky, wishing once upon a time. Give me love, make me smile till the end of life. Hold me up, hold me tight, lift me up to touch the sky, teaching me to love it hard, helping me open my mind. I can fly, I'm proud that I can fly, to give the best of mine till the end of the time. Believe me, I can fly, I'm proud that I can fly, to give the best of mine, the heavens in the sky. Can't you believe that you light up my way, no matter how to miss my kind, and never lose my faith, see me fly. I'm proud to fly up high, show you the best of mine, till the end of the time. Believe me, I can fly, I'm singing in the sky, show you the best of mine, the heavens in the sky. Nothing can stop me, spread my wings so wide.
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Sun Hana, for that offering song. Proud of you. Once again, let us give a hand to our sister Sun Hana Gimay. Now, to convey us God's words, let us welcome our very own national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog.
Thank you very much, our Sister Yev. Good morning to our Heavenly Parent and true parents, to all our beloved leaders, blessed and our families, brothers and sisters. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ohayo gozaimasu. Annyeonghaseyo nika. So thank you very much again for joining our Hundu Care. I would like to thank the family of Stephen today, representing Region 6. And also thank you very much for the very wonderful gratitude points of our second generation, Kyle, Salido, and also for the very inspiring song of Hannah. Yeah, thank you so much for your beautiful song. Yeah, so first I would like to really thank all brothers and sisters for all your prayers for our beloved Kuya Joseph. Yeah, according to Ati Diding, just this morning, just now, Ati Diding sent me a message that she visited Kuya Joseph in the Corona Care Unit. And then this morning, already they removed the ventilator. So Ati Diding was very, very thankful. She said, thank you, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Powerful talaga ang prayer, sabi niya. So Kuya Joseph now, according to the doctor yesterday after the operation was good. And then yesterday, he is still using the ventilator. But the doctor said when he wakes up, they will remove that. So already they removed the ventilator. So we just need to pray continuously for Kuya Joseph's recovery. And so really, with our united prayer and also with the support of the entire spiritual world, the angels who came also to support his operation. Yeah, so we are hoping that he can recover quickly so we can work together to restore our nation. Thank you so much again for all your love and prayers. Yeah, so this morning I would like to share with you so I need to plug my computer. So I would like to share this topic today. The title is computer. Partnership, aligning two human beings with the divine image. In our previous Sundukhes, Father mentioned that schools should teach about marriage. This is what Father said. So as we know, all problems now in our society, the root is actually in the family. And then so to solve this, we actually need to teach our young people about the sacredness of marriage, starting from here. And then they were going to build families, right? So that's why Father mentioned that schools should teach about marriage. But as we know, many schools now are not many schools are in the schools they're not teaching actually about this. That schools are just focused with the academic education. They are not focused about this one. So this is our responsibility. That's why also we have our own school. In our schools, yeah, this is we teach this very important because this is based on true parents teaching. That's why it's really important for young people to understand the sacredness of marriage and really the importance of marriage. So today, Father, I would like to share Father's guidance about this topic. True Father said, man and woman resemble God through marriage. We can solve the fundamental problems of family life by strengthening marriage. Although some religious people regard marriage as sinful, we proclaim it the holiest of states. God instituted marriage as the only proper way for a man and a woman to love each other. Furthermore, when a man and a woman become one in marriage, whom do they come to resemble? They resemble God. Indeed, it is only when a man and a woman unite in matrimony that they can fully resemble God, who created us in his image, male and female. Only then can God dwell with us. So today, Father's guidance is really interesting. Father said, so God instituted marriage as the only proper way for a man and a woman to love each other. So without marriage, man and woman cannot really love each other. So like the changing point of maybe becoming like brother and sister relationship is through marriage. So until there's marriage, then human beings can only treat, man and woman can only treat each other as brothers and sisters. So the way for us to move to the next level is through marriage. So Father said that the only proper way for man and woman to love each other is through marriage. That's why how important the marriage is. So when a man and woman become one in marriage, whom do they come to resemble? So they resemble God. So this is the main purpose of marriage. That's why man alone, woman alone cannot resemble God. We can only fully resemble our heavenly parent once we are married, right? So once we get married. So that's why really it's important in order for us to be complete. So Father said here, we can solve the fundamental problems of family life by strengthening marriage. That's why this is really like the main, this is our movement's main direction is actually about this main, path of strengthening families, strengthening marriage. So this is really the solution, Father said, for the fundamental problems of the family. Right, so it's really, really important. So for when man and woman come together, then they resemble God. It is only when a man and woman unite in matrimony that they can fully resemble God, who created us in His image, a male and female. Then only then can God dwell with us. So only then can God dwell with us. That's why while we are single, we are preparing for this. This is the purpose of, all our preparations. This is the next level of life. Really, our life needs to pass through certain level, certain period. Kaya nga, even the three great blessings, it's really step by step. And then also, the same is true. We can see in nature, there is always stages. So, first stage is our life's preparation while we are single, while we are young. We are preparing for this, right? So, this should always be part of our plan in our life. Whatever we wanted to do and accomplish in our life, this should be part of our plan. So for many people, like marriage is pag-aasawa sa kanila, parang kung ito, hadlang. It's like a hindrance for success. That's why many people doesn't want to get married, right? But actually, it's not. When you come to think of it as an individual, you're alone, right? When you get married, you become two, right? So meaning, things will be easier because two minds come together, two bodies come together. You can make a plan and work it out together, right? So things should be easier, more than one person, right? But for many people, this is the problem now of the culture that we have, the practice that we have, right? So how people practice in our society. So we can see that really like getting married is like a burden. That's why this time we need to show really how beautiful to be married, right? Aju, so we can fully resemble Heavenly Parent when we get married. And then this is really the solution. That's why our schools, in the future, all schools needs to teach about marriage. We need to really prepare well our young people, our young brothers and sisters. That's why, anyway, this time we only have really few schools, but we will be multiplying in the Visayas, in Mindanao. This is really the most important teaching should be in the school, right? Father said, love among single people inevitably breaks apart. If you only love as a single person and do not embark on the path of loving as a husband and wife, your life will end in ruin. Love among single people inevitably breaks apart. It is a lifestyle that damages society and even the world. So that's why our society is being destroyed, our nation, the world is being destroyed because of this love among single people. So in America, they practice yung cohabitation, right? People, they just want to, trial muna. They always want to try if they can get along together. So later they will going to decide. So this kind of love of single people, Father is saying, this is the ones that is destroying our society. This is the one that is destroying our nation, the one that is destroying the world. So now in the Philippines, live-in sa atin. So mag-live-in sila muna, hindi muna magpakasal. They want to try for a few years. So this kind of love, this is the ones that is damaging our society more than anything else. This is really the greatest problem now we are facing, that really destroying the world, destroying our nation, right? That's why this love, they just want to love, but they don't want to take responsibility. People, this is the ones that destroys our society. So love among single people inevitably breaks apart. So if only, Father said, if you only love as a single person and do not embark on the path of loving as a husband and wife, your life will end in ruin. That's why there's no progress, and then there's no victory and success. That's why many people, they are maybe like progressing in their career, but because they practice this kind of love, eventually their life is being destroyed, right? Because of this, they don't know this. People doesn't know this. So schools should actually teach this. Then people will be, started to realize and really think more how to be able to avoid this, right? This is really important. That's why man and woman needs to get married. Aju? Father said, selfish love cannot be the source of peace. Commonly, people think that love is what a man and a woman enjoy together. Yet that kind of love has no root in the past or outlook toward the future. It is merely a phenomenon with no direction. It is selfish love. Selfish love cannot be the source of peace, the basis of unity, or the basis for freedom. How can there be peace, unity, or freedom where people love each other one day and separate the next? There is no happiness there, only regret. No freedom there, only more obstacles. No unity there, only loneliness. That kind of love leads only to destruction. That's why many people are saying, yeah, what they really regret why I meet this person. I shouldn't involve. After some time, the relationship, they really regret. So what happens? Father said, there is no happiness there, only regret. There's no freedom there, only more obstacles. And then no unity there, only loneliness. That kind of love leads only to destruction. So selfish love cannot be the source of happiness. People are talking about love continuously, but they don't know what is true love. What they usually or basically practice is selfish love. So this selfish love cannot be source of peace, Father said. This will just bring destruction in the families, in our society, in our nation, in the world. This is what's happening now. So how to solve this problem? We have to teach people about marriage. We need to really teach people about this, strengthening marriage, about true love. This is what we are doing now in HTM, right? Giving the blessing. Before the blessing, then we teach people. We educate them. The importance of relationship of husband and wife, importance of the family. That true love should be the center. And then within that love of husband and wife, God should be at the center. So only this love can bring peace. Only this love can bring true happiness. Only this love can bring true freedom. And only this love, can really bring true joy in the families. Aju? Aju. That's why really education. So many people are just thinking, common people, fathers saying here, think that love is what man and woman just enjoy together. They're thinking like this. They need to come together, man and woman, and enjoy together. They're not thinking, within that love relationship, it's like just a seed when man and woman come together. Right? So there's no such thing as, sabi natin na love at first sight. There are no things like that. Love, is something that you need to nurture. It needs to grow. It's like a seed, starting from seed. Love between man and woman. So for us, we are being matched. So, can you say that immediately you love your spouse first time you meet? There's no such thing as that, right? That's why this, fallen world, what they're practicing, this love at first sight, all this, these things, selfish love is just destroying our society. So true love is something that we need to nurture. It's like a seed. That's why husband and wife, the longer you become together, the longer or the more you can make that love deeper and stronger. Right? Kaya nga, the more na mas matagal ng mag-asawa, kung true love yan talaga, mas lalo yung nagiging sweet, mas lalo yung nagiging, cannot live without each other. But the practice in our society now, you can tell how long two people have been married already. You will going to see with the way they act. Minsan, pag bagong kasal pa yan, pag naglalakad sila, they're always, holding hands together. Pero mamaya, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, minsan nauuna na yung lalaki. Tapos nagagalit pa kapag ang bagal maglakad ng wife niya. So, this kind of practice because of selfish love. Right? So, people are just thinking that man and woman needs to come together and just enjoy together. This is what they're thinking. Right? That's why it cannot bring peace. But just destruction. Aju? That's why we really need to teach people about this. Father said, Satan employs selfish love to destroy the ideals of human life. I want you to understand that Satan employs such love as a weapon to destroy the ideals of human life. Using this kind of love as a weapon, Satan is robbing us of true freedom, true peace, and true unity. From this perspective, the satanic expression of love is truly God's adversary. It is a most dreadful sin, a most hated enemy. So for Heavenly Parent, this satanic expression of love is the most serious and hated enemy. This is the weapon of Satan that he is using more than anything, more than the drugs, more than the vices of people, more than liquor or the cigarette, more than anything, right? Actually, all these things, these are just, gearing towards this. All the things that, people when they are feeling sad and then they go through all these things against their physical body, and then eventually they end up, with this. Practicing or really substantializing satanic love. This is really the greatest enemy of our Heavenly Parent. This is the most dreadful sin. That's why all religions are teaching about this. So this is really the weapon of Satan. So Father said, I want you to understand that Satan employs such love as a weapon to destroy the ideals of human life. Really, Satan, because of envy, because of this fallen nature, he wanted to destroy the ideal of human life, the original ideal of Heavenly Parent. That's why he invested to make Adam and Eve fall, right? Using this weapon that he used to destroy the ideals of humanity. Can you imagine? This is the original weapon that Satan used, that until now are widely spreading and really destroying families, destroying societies, destroying nations. So true parents rebuild this. For example, in the military, sometimes they need to search and discover until they can find the source, and then that's the only time they can solve the problem. So already true parents, when the true parents came on earth, they have already have revealed this problem that we are facing. The root, the key weapon of Satan in destroying our nations, in destroying our societies, in destroying the world. So schools should teach this, right? This greatest weapon of Satan that destroys the families, that destroys our society. That's why schools need to teach this. Aju? That's why this is really, even though because in the churches, because they are not much, they also do not have enough knowledge about this one. They are really limited without really understanding the divine principle, without learning the divine principle. They cannot really understand fully, deeply, and then they cannot really feel in their hearts. That's why we are really so fortunate. But with this blessing that we have received, we have to really teach all people about this in order for us to really solve these really widespread, problems in the world that really destroys families and eventually nation and the world. Father said, we marry in order to resemble God. Why do we marry? It is to resemble God. God is the harmonious being of dual characteristics. Man and woman are the divided manifestations of God's dual characteristics. They have to unite as one body, becoming like a seed, in order to enter God's original dwelling place. To yield good seed, you have to go the way of love. This means that you must be born in love. Set love as your goal while growing. Make love your aim in life and walk the path of love. Then you will return to love. This is really amazing guidance of true parents. What is really the main purpose of getting married? This is really to resemble our Heavenly Parent. We came from love, and then actually we need to also go back to love, Father said. So when man and woman come together, they have to unite as one body, becoming like a seed, Father said, in order to in order to enter God's original dwelling place. So to yield good seed, Father said, you have to go the way of love. So our life should be going to the way of love. So meaning, Father said, that we were all born in love, and then we need to set love as our goal while growing, Father said. And then make love your aim in life, and then walk the path of love. This is human beings' course of life. So since we were born in love, we need to set love as our goal while we are growing, Father said. So even though we are young, we need to help our children inculcate in their mind that really they need to prepare. That's why the purpose of education, as what Dr. Tito said, is for people to become good parents. So kahit bata pang mga anak natin talaga dapat tinuturo na ito eh. Tinuturo na talaga ito. One day you will going to get married. You need to become ideal man, ideal woman, ideal husband, ideal wife. You need to become good parents. So despite all the things that our children wants to achieve in the future, more than that, we have to help them understand and teach them what should be the center. Even while they are growing, Father said, they need to set that love should be their goal while growing up. And then they need to make that love their aim in life. One day they will going to get married and substantiate this love. And then walk the path of love. Then you will return to love. This is the main purpose, ultimately to resemble Heavenly Parent through marriage. That's why while we are young, brothers and sisters, our second generation, we need to, really help them understand that in their mind, this should always be in their mind, whatever thing they want to do in the future, but this should always be in their mind. If people started to, separate this from their mind, then that's a big problem. If people are not even thinking about this, right? This is really a big problem. Aju? So in order for us to really resemble God, we can only do that through marriage. So Father said, we marry to manifest the fullness of God's image. Why do you have to marry? It is because God exists with dual characteristics. A man and a woman each reflect one of these aspects of divinity. Therefore, they must come together and unite to manifest the fullness of God's image. That is why marriage is the essential condition for your complete growth in the ideal of human love. That's why, how can we manifest God's full image? We were all created in God's image. But as a single person, as individual, you cannot fully manifest God's full image. Right? It is only when you get married. That's why all the priests, all the those who didn't get married, they cannot really manifest God's full image. Only through marriage we can manifest God's full image. Aju? That's why this should be very clear for us. This should be very clear part of our goal in our life. Our second generations, our young brothers and sisters, di ba? Minsan hindi pa tayo ready, sabi natin hindi natin iniisip ito, but actually for us to really grow, especially as first generation, hindi naman natin ma-perfect talaga ang sarili natin on our own. Even how much we try, we absolutely need our spouse. So if you really want to grow, really faster, actually, it will happen when you have your spouse already. Kaya nga in this era where we are already, standing on tremendous foundations, hindi na katulad dati. Kaya ngayon, we need to very clear sa mind natin, already I am in this age, need to really focus and work on about our matching, about our blessing. This is our one focus sa buhay natin more than anything na ginagawa natin sa life natin. Father said that is why marriage is the essential condition for your complete growth in the ideal of human love. That's why even how much we try, we work 24 hours with our mission. We are working so well. We are doing our best. But without our spouse, always there is limitation of our growth. Right? We cannot really grow fully. That's why our heart cannot really expand, cannot really grow. So when you have your spouse, your heart started to grow and develop more. And then later when you have your children, your heart will expand the more, right? That's why marriage is the essential condition for your complete growth in the ideal of human love. That's why when we think about this seriously, actually we will going to really, have clear plan in our life. And then, we should have the heart of eagerness about the matching, about the blessing, right? Like 24 hours, we have to think about this. Aju, otherwise we cannot really grow, even how much we try. Even how much we try, there's a limitation without our spouse. So when we have our spouse, we can fully manifest God's image. And then we can grow, we can develop as a true man, as a true woman. You can never become a true man, you can never become a true woman without your spouse, without getting married. Aju? Aju. Father said, this is very interesting. Your wedding day is the most joyful day in your life. Marriage blends men and women into the semblance of the divine unity, so that human beings might fully become the image of God. God created human beings and all things for the purpose of consummating His love. Where do you consummate that love? It is while you live on earth, in the relationship between husband and wife, in the family. That is why your wedding day is the most joyful day in your lives. Actually, our purpose of life is to be happy, right? This is the purpose of our life. All people, when you ask anybody from different, positions, from different sectors of society, what do you want? What is really the main purpose? All people just wanted to be happy. They want to be happy, but the problem, they don't want to get married. So they cannot be happy, right? They want to be happy, but they don't want to get married. Therefore, they can never be happy without marriage. So that's why Father said, your wedding day is the most joyful day in your life. Wow. Very exciting. So I want to experience the most joyful, the most joyful part of my life. Right? The most joyful, Father said. Because, we need to consummate love. And then we have to consummate love while we are living on earth. In the relationship between husband and wife. In the family. This is where we can consummate God's love. Right? And then this is the way that we can experience the greatest of joy and happiness. Aju? That's why, if people really are looking for happiness, so they have to really prepare well for this day to come in their life. Right? That's why, really, we cannot explain those mga nag-asawa na sa mga ikinasal na. Kaya nga, we could see the value of getting married, how much people prepare for wedding. Right? Somehow they have this kind of concept that this is really very important day, very important and historic part of our life. But because of their lack of understanding of its value, they get married today and then after a few days they separated. Even though they prepared for, some people, rich people, they prepare for a long time for their wedding day. They have chosen the best gown in the world. They have chosen the best car to use during their wedding. They have chosen the best shoes, everything, the best they want. Because this is the best day of our life, right? This is the best day of our life. That's why people prepare the best for wedding, right? And this is really the time that we can really consummate and really the greatest joy we can experience in our life. Really amazing. Alam naman ng mga tao na yung value niya, but because of their lack of understanding. Because schools didn't teach them about this. Their parents didn't teach these things about, these, things to them. So they just based on what they see in this fallen world, in this fallen society, how people prepare for wedding. But ultimately, they don't understand its main purpose, really the deep meaning and purpose of why people needs to get married. Aju? So if people only understand about this one, can you imagine the greatest preparation they're doing? Sometimes, for us, we want also to have that kind, but, we are just doing very simple marriage. But anyway, for us, really the blessing that's already, we are celebrating in, thousands of people all over the world. That's why actually this is really the greatest. Really, that's why true parents wanted that this is, Dr. Kittle is saying we need to do this every year, the blessing, really showing to our society, to the nation, to the world. Can you imagine if we every year, actually meron nga every year, di ba meron yung mga anong tawag doon, kasalang bayan. Pero siguro sa isang taon, yung mga nagpakasal, ilan na lang naiiwan nun at the end of the year. Naghiwalay na rin, di ba? But, if we showcase talaga, kaya nga sinasabi ng Dr. Kittle during the lectures, we need to do this, dapat gawin itong with the government talaga. This will become like yearly celebration of marriage, and then this will become culture. Naturally, we can change the culture in this society, and then people will be excited with marriage. In getting married, they will be excited. Kaya nga tayo ngayon, we need to really show to our society, to our nation, to the world, how beautiful to be married, how beautiful to be blessed. Aju, to meet your eternal spouse. We don't know where your eternal spouse coming from. Really exciting, right? Really exciting. If we show this to the world, we can really change this culture that is, going on now. And then naturally, young people, they want to get married. Aju? And then, actually, this is really the most joyful, part of our life. Aju? Really, this is amazing, brothers and sisters. So Father said, we marry not for ourselves. We do not marry for ourselves, but for the sake of another. What do I mean in saying that marriage is for the other rather than for ourselves? Heaven and earth abide in a relationship between subject and object. By this principle, marriage between a man and a woman participates in the joining of heaven and earth. Can you imagine the value of getting married? Father said, by this principle, so Father said, heaven and earth abide in a relationship between subject and object. So by this principle, marriage between a man and a woman participates in the joining of heaven and earth. Wow, really, this is amazing when man and woman come together. That's why marriage for us is not just for ourselves, right? So we are always saying, true parents told us, we marry for the sake of world peace. Wow, can you imagine? I married for the sake of world peace, not only for my own happiness. Can you imagine this purpose? When you join the matching and blessing, we marry for world peace. Wow, later on, our children will be very proud, all of us, right? Can you imagine? Heaven and earth are rejoicing when man and woman come together in marriage, right? So marriage between man and woman participates in the joining of heaven and earth. When man and woman come together, it's like heaven and earth coming together. The world, the universe is becoming one when man and woman come together. So we marry for the unity of the universe, for heaven and earth come together, for world peace. This is an amazing, really, reality that true parents have opened up for human beings, for all of us, right? Of course, this is really the main purpose of God's creation. But in this kind of fallen world, can you imagine? We learn the principle, we meet through parents, and then we marry for world peace, not only for my own sake, not only for my family's sake. I marry for world peace. This is an amazing story of our life. Aju? Aju. Father said, marriage is to accord with heavenly law, with the man on the right side and the woman on the left side. Their marriage symbolizes the fulfillment of all the horizontal relationships in the universe. Since the man as the subject partner is above and the woman as the object partner is below, their marriage represents the fulfillment of the vertical relationship between God and human beings. Therefore, marriage is not mainly for the man, nor mainly for the woman. It is rather to accord with heavenly law. This is also the reason why men and women were created differently. They were born to accord with heavenly law. We are actually the completion. When man and woman come together, that's why we were created differently. So, Father said, we were born in accord with the heavenly law. Man and woman are really, differently created. And then the law, the heavenly law says man and woman needs to come together, right? For everything to be in harmony, centering on human beings. So marriage is not only for man, not only for woman. It is in accord with the heavenly law. So when we get married, we are abiding the heavenly law. When man and woman come together, we are, putting ourselves in the object and really submitting ourselves completely with the law of heaven when man and woman come together. Had you? Father said they bring perfection to the universe. When a man and a woman embrace in perfect love, they bring perfection to the universe. Were their love to shatter, it would shatter the order of the universe and bring chaos to the vertical world. So Father a while ago said in the previous slide that, through marriage, we perfect also the relationship of God and human beings. And also here, Father is saying, when man and woman come together, they bring perfection to the universe. So can you imagine really to bring perfection in this world? Really, it is centering on man and woman. When man and woman come together and embrace in perfect love, then we will going to make this world a perfect world. Father said, were there love to shatter, it would shatter the order of the universe and bring chaos to the vertical world. That's why we are experiencing this now, because of this, this unity of man and woman cannot come together. And then they are not coming together in marriage. They just, enjoy this selfish love relationship only without getting married. That's why this is the ones that destroys our society and even destroys the universe and bring chaos to the vertical world, Father said. So that's why the coming together of man and woman, it brings perfection to the universe. That's why if more and more, if we increase mga blessing natin, and then many also young brothers and sisters receiving the blessing, really, we are really bringing order and really completion. We are bringing completion to the entire universe. Aju, this is really the work that we are doing. Can you imagine? That's why before I'm really thinking, what really can we contribute? Actually, I realize when you just do your best, prepare well to become a good husband, good wife, build good family, that is already great contribution. When you build an ideal family, you love your spouse, right? You build that perfect love together and then build that ideal family. That's already one of the greatest contribution that we can give, right? Aju? Aju. So when man and woman come together, we bring perfection to the universe. It's really amazing. Father said, all things celebrate the love of human beings. Look at this world. The mineral kingdom has positive and negative ions. The plant kingdom has stamen and pistil. And the animal kingdom has male and female. Scientists have found that even germs are male and female. God created all things so that they can become one at their particular level, centering on love. Seeing this universe of pairs, we understand that they are that way so that all can be linked to the love of a man and a woman who come together representing heaven and earth. Thus, all things celebrate the love of human beings. Really, the human beings are the center of the universe. So centering on us, that's why all other things also were created in pairs. When man and woman come together and celebrate in love, all beings celebrate together with human beings. That's why everything also is created in pairs, even germs. Father said, scientists discovered, even germs are male and female. So every creature has to celebrate when man and woman come together and celebrate in love. All other things are created for that, to celebrate together with human beings. This is amazing truth, right? That's why when man and woman also, are always, cannot come together, every living beings also are affected. All creatures are also affected. So human beings are really the key. We are really the key. Once we come together the entire creation, heaven and earth, everything will come together once man and woman come together and celebrate and consummate love, centering on God. Aju, this is really the center. So how important it is to teach to people, how important to teach in the schools, to the churches, everywhere it should be taught, right? Everywhere it should be taught this kind of relationship, the importance of this relationship, so that as young people, even though they're still young, they have to have this in their mind, that they are preparing for this. One day they will going to consummate this love for God, meeting their spouse that God prepared for a long time. Aju, aju. That's why we have to really multiply continuously and really show how beautiful to get married and to have blessed families. And we can build this kind of culture that naturally people will go through this course and so happy understanding its importance, its value. Aju, this is really amazing guidance of true parents. That's why we have to really talk about love, about getting married, about the relationship of man and woman as the center. When they come together, centering on God's love, everything in the universe, heaven and earth, will come into unity. Aju, this is the completion of everything. Really amazing. Aju, that's why we are really, really grateful to our heavenly parents and true parents, really for teaching us this amazing, really guidance. So with this, we can really solve the problems in our society. We are really chosen. We are given this responsibility. That's why not only to teach people, but we have to show it to the society. How beautiful, how really lucky we are. We receive this from true parents first, more than anyone, right? That's why in our families, whatever challenges and difficulties, we have to really, treat our spouse as God, right? We have to bow down to our spouse. We have to, sacrifice even our life for the sake of our spouse. Without our spouse, we cannot resemble God. We cannot become ideal man. We cannot become ideal woman. We cannot become true man. We cannot become true woman without our spouse. That's why, whatever, this should be the greatest. If this is very strong in the family, naturally our children will be educated well. They can follow. Yesterday Dr. Julius was reminding us about the 3 generations. How can our children follow? It's not enough that we have our 3rd gen, but how can also they receive the blessing? When they see their parents really, truly loving each other, naturally, your children can follow. Aju, it will just natural flow. Naturally, we can really build these 3 generations together that can really bring joy and happiness to our heavenly parent, that can really bring unity in this world. Aju, aju. That's why let's really appreciate our heavenly parent and true parents. Thank you so much to our heavenly parents and true parents. So once again, thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Let's really continue to really do our best and really bring joy and happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents. May heavenly parents' love and blessings be upon you and your families. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let us give a hand to our heavenly parent and true parents and to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful message this morning. Is there anyone who wants to volunteer to share? Volunteer po. None? If none, allow me to call from our blessed families. Let us welcome to give her reflection, Mrs. Felma Salido. Tita Felma, kindly turn on your video. Here. Okay, a moment po. Okay na po. Okay.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning
Good
po.
morning, our most precious beloved heavenly parents and true parents of heaven and earth in humankind. And good morning to our leaders, President Masaichi Hori, Dr. Robert Kittel, Tita Teresa Kittel, Dr. Julius Malikdem, Dr. Reverend Roni Sadusta, and our national leader, Sir Angelo Halog. Your message today is very beautiful and surely very grateful for this day, for this morning, and to be called to share my reflection. So firstly, I was always very grateful to Heavenly Parents and true parents for giving us the blessing and teaching us the ideal relationship of man and a woman through man and a woman resemble God's true marriage. It's truly true. But we are so lucky that we are received the blessing from our true parents, and by our true parents, much as with a different culture, different ancestors came from. So all the problems as well in our family, as to build an ideal family is not so easy one. But because the teaching of our true parents, whatsoever obstacles and challenges in our life. So to build an ideal family is not so easy actually. Truly not so easy because our relationship more to build an ideal family, we need to become ideal person. Truly, we need it because we cannot accept our partner or we cannot love our partner if we don't have that kind of heart of true love. So through the matching, we know that our true father is concerning is our coming generation to become more successful and productive, as well as God's hope for our world, his ideal will. So as a blessed families, many of us encounter a lot of struggles in our marriage, but we should know that our problem is not just only our own problem, but because of our ancestors as well, we're connected. So the only thing that I can say is because we are not yet perfect, and our spouse, our national leaders say that we cannot, and two parents say that we cannot be perfect as long as we don't have a partner, because our partner is our Messiah to perfect our character. And that is truly true because we are not yet perfect. So our partner, our weaknesses, our weaknesses, and as well as our partner, know our weaknesses, and we need to grow. So our marriage is just like a traveling that is, kung wala tayong principle, we cannot really overcome the life and death situation of the relationship. But because of if we love God more, we can understand, we can embrace our partner. Whatsoever weaknesses that our partner we need to embrace, because that is our weaknesses as well, that we need to perfect our character. So hindi yung I can imagine if I marry, right? Kasi siguro if I marry to the outside, I might, and don't know true parents and the principal, maybe the divine principle, maybe I was also separated because uh, our weaknesses. But through parents teaching, our weaknesses is we can perfect ourselves through our spouse. The weaknesses of our spouse is we need to, instead of judging or says bad words or something, we need to embrace, we need to digest, because that is our responsibility as their partner, in order for him to grow, in your heart also to be grown. So always very grateful to the parents and to parents that I meet them and I meet the divine principle. Actually, I'm so ashamed in front of our elders, mostly to our beloved parents. I'm restored, not knowing the value of the principle, not knowing the value of the blessing, because I met the Unification Church during the time I'm already 26 years old, and I met in Hong Kong the last minute of the goal of Hong Kong. So I am one of the invited. I'm not the one who invited, but my friends was the one to invited. But because of I don't know, but I was the one toward in blessed. And then I was also thankful because most of the member in Hong Kong before, my ang mga kasama ko doon, they said to me, well, you need to accept your spouse. You must be grateful because we need to offer condition in order to accept by our spouse, they said to me. And that was so great encouragement to me. So that's why I participated. I accepted the blessing and then participate. And later on, my spiritual mother, Pilar Marinas, lent me the divine principle level 4. And that when I read that, it's amazing. It's truly, I really touch, and it's truly refresh. Yeah. And truly I inspired. So during the time, I search more because actually I am fully Catholic, and not just only Catholic, because I'm interested in studying other religion as well and history. So before I was confused because so many religions that I went and go and share, join them, but the divine principle is truly amazing. And through that, every day I inspired and participating the uh, Sunday service. And actually I grown more in reading. And then I want to thank for the missionaries that who comes in Hong Kong who teach the divine principle, uh, Dr. Kuya Jimmy Vergara and Kuya Joseph Nabalta and Kuya Edgar Tanate. When I participate the lecture, it's truly I'm amazed and truly touched. And so that's why, since that when I still young, I always ask God why God created the world full of good and evil, mostly in our environment. Away dito ng mga mag-asawa, away doon, bangayan dito. That's what I saw from our neighbors, our so I thought it's ang pag-aasawa. Hindi natin sure, hindi natin sigurado na ano, baka kumuha ka lang ng bato, ipukpok sa ulo, daw something like that. Pero the concept when I meet uh, our church, everything is changed. And day by day, I feel through reading, through some sharing by our sisters there at full time, and through Ate Connie, Poon, and Mr. Poon, I learned a lot and grown up. So I went through as well, joining fundraising every time that we don't have work. I mean, during the holiday, I joined fundraising, witnessing, and then until I'm grown up and totally dedicated to Heavenly Parents and to parents. So in our relationship, husband and wife, when we struggle, don't think your struggle. Just think it's only a challenge to our life, make us mature and to deepen our love and to our connection then as well to God, and as well not just only our problem, but also we can resolve the problem of our ancestors. So truly, um, the ideal relationship of husband and wife is truly kingdom of heaven if united. And because of true parents and because of the principle, and that's what we are work on until we perfect each other through loving each other and serving our community. So without serving as well and sharing this blessing, we cannot build ideal family. It's really true. All the obstacles and all the problems will come because if we don't share the blessing, if we could not work and proclaim that the Messiah is already here, I think, and I know that because I feel it, my conscience will always telling me, do something, do sharing. And so every time that I meet somebody, anyone, I can share just like night, one sister who came to to my small store, and I amazed that because I just sharing about the blessing because it's our responsibility to share that. All the people that I meet, actually even in my travel, sometimes when I go home I have a vacation in La Union because I came from La Union, I'm Ilocana. So yung mga katabi ko lang sa I share about the blessing. So it's really amazing daw nare-repress din tayo kapag nag-share. We are not just only the one who need to build an ideal family. We need to share all this blessing that we have received to our neighbors so that we can have ideal community. So very important yun sa ating life. As a blessed families, take a great responsibility as well to share this blessing and fulfill our portion of responsibility that is given to us by our true parents. We need to align to our beloved true parents and heavenly parents to comfort our heavenly parents' heart. So, yun lang po yung may share ko. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Tita Felma, for sharing your reflection. Let us give a hand to our Tita Felma Salido. Next, to share her reflection, let us welcome Ate Fe Di Obra. Pa-unmute po.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sir Leo. Good morning, leaders, brothers and sisters. Naano ako, tawag dito, naluluha ako sa na na-share sa amin. Kasi nakita ko ang true love sa unification. I'm very grateful that I meet the movement at my age of 16. My personality starts being developed. Until now, still developing on process. Kasi hindi ko pa alam lahat ng ikot ng buhay. Though, yung simple lang natutunan ko, hindi ako totally na marunong sa Bible o sa divine principle. Sa akin po kasi divine principle nang alam ko. Yung feeling, through God's love, nararamdaman ko, parang tumatatak yung katotohanan sa akin, sa puso ko, at sa isipan ko. Ako po yung labis na nagsalamat sa leaders dahil sila ang nagpapamulat, sila yung nagli-lead sa pagmamahal ng Diyos. Nang dahil sa kanila, sila yung ginawang instrumento para iparating ang tunay na pagmamahal sa lahat ng tao. Labis po akong na-affected dito, kaya po ako ganito yung feeling kasi emotionally person po ako na I don't know kung ito ba yung pagmamahal ng Diyos na hindi ko ma-express. Pero I'm very lucky po dahil sa mga leaders na na-meet ko, I'm so very blessed na na-meet ko si Sir Joseph through my brother Fulgencio de la Cruz. It was the time na parang wala akong time for God's love. Kasi gusto kong mag-aral, mag-focus mag-aral dahil sa kahirapan. I don't know bakit sa heart ko nasa pagtulong yung sa puso ko. Salamat ako, alam ko, yun yung pagtuturo ng ating Panginoon Diyos, Heavenly Father, through the love of true parents. So, for the topic for today, yun po yung aking yung personality na na-catch up ko dito sa group. Yung pagmamahal sa spouse, exactly po yun. Talagang bullseye. Kasi ang God, represent niya yung asawa mo para malaman mo kung ikaw ay ideal person talaga. Dahil ang asawa mo, hindi mo makukuha ang heaven kung hindi ang asawa mo. Ang God represents ang spouse mo, it represents Father, the true kayong mag-asawa. Kasi it starts from the family lahat. Kung ano man yung naibigay ng Diyos sa'yo, na asawa mo, you have to accept everything, ano man siya. Kasi hindi mo yan mai-express sa God yung love mo. Hindi mo siya maipapakita sa Kanya how true na ikaw ay nagre-respect sa Kanya. Adore Him with your full heart. Grabe, talagang pagmamahal ng Diyos. Bigyan ka ng kung maraming trial sa buhay mo, magpasalamat ka kasi gusto niyang malaman mo kung sino siya talaga. Siya yung magbibigay ng tamang landas para sa'yo. Ikukorek niya kung sino ka. Dahil siya, sabihin man natin, ay ang ng asawa ko, grabe ganito. No! Gifted siya. Binigay niya sa'yo dahil siya yung nagtuturo sa'yo gaano ka-patient yung personality mo, gaano ka makapagmahal. Yung hiwalan ko, though ako po, hindi po ako perfect, ang ano ko lang, yung realization ko lang, experience ko lang sa asawa ko. Before, marami pong beses na hinamon ko ang asawa ko dahil hindi kami nagkakaintindihan. Ang alam ko nagkakaintindihan ang husband and wife. Pero it is normal na ang mag-asawa meron pong hindi na pagkakaintindihan. Kaya pag ang asawa na nagbibigay sa iyo ng sama ng loob, pasalamatan mo kasi hindi siya nakaka-realize. Pag nakita niya na nagpapasalamat sa kanya, makaka-realize po. Yun po yung experience ko sa husband ko. Maraming beses na sabi niya, yung bad words, napakasakit po para sa akin ang tanggapin yun dahil ang asawa ko, hindi man niya siguro naiintindihan ang mga bad words. Ako naiintindihan ko dahil napakasakit pong marinig. Hindi mahirap pong tanggapin. Kailangan po nating tanggapin. Bakit? Hindi po niya kasi naiintindihan. Kaya tayo pong mga spouse ang magpapaintindi sa ating mga spouse na hindi nakakaintindi. Kaya po very thankful po ako sa asawa ko dahil hindi po niya ako pinatulan na nung mga times na gusto ko na siyang layan, kahit subukan lang natin, ganon. Grabe po, nakita ko na how strong ako. Napakatatag po pala. Hindi ko lang po alam kung hanggang kailan ako magiging ganito, sabi ko sa kanya. Pero kailangan hindi ko pwedeng iwanan kasi kasalanan ko po sa Diyos. Sa pong may kapal kay true parents kasi siya po yung siya yung ating ideal, yung leader na dapat tularan. Ngayon kung ihiwalayan mo ang asawa mo, anong i-represent mo ka true parents? Yun po yung pagkakaintindi ko. Kasi pagka hiniwalayan mo ang asawa mo, asan ang love doon? Asan yung pagiging understanding mo? Asan yung pagiging ideal woman or ideal person mo? Di po ba? Yun po yung sa asawa, kailangan pasalamatan po natin. Nandiyan na yan. Kailangan tayo na po yung mag-correct. Yun po yung realization ko sa buhay. Ang ginagawa ko na lang kung hindi man kayanan ng asawa ko, ako po yung handang mag-sacrifice. Yun po ang natututunan ko sa mga leaders. So, I'm very thankful to Kuya Dex. Kapag sa yung may mga problems po ako, nilalapit ko po sa kanya. Very, naman siya. Nako-comfort niya naman ako. Nakaka-move on po ako sa mga problems. Kaya sa mga brothers and sisters na nagtatanong ako, ganito, man po yung mga related sa situation ko, sinasabihan ko sila. Pag nasasabi ko po, ako din po yung nakaka-realize mismo na, ganun pala, mali, ako po pala yung mali. Kasi dapat tanggapin, yun po yung main point. You have to accept everything. Accept mo ang husband mo, ang family mo, accept mo kahit magkakamali kasi po imperfection po yan. Hindi po tayo perfect. Ang family meron at merong hindi pagkakaintindihan. It's natural. Nandito po ang kasi, di ba? Ang love of God, nandyan din ang love ng Satan. Kaya tayo mga tao, bilang ako po, pagkakaintindi ko, kailangan ko pong intindihin ang Panginoon, ang Diyos na lumikha, ang true parents na ating ina-adore. Dahil sa Kanya po tayo mapupunta sa kagustuhan po natin, lahat po na tayo, di ba? Gusto natin pumunta sa Kanya, sa heaven. That's why we do our part. Gawin po natin yung part natin. Kaya po yun yung ginagawa ko. Kahit nahihirapan po ako, yung gusto ko, gawin ko lang habang nabubuhay kasi pag wala na yung buhay, hindi na ako makakagawa ng mabuti. Yung pong pagkakaintindi ko. Yung kahit nahihirapan ka, beside that kahirapan, God is always with us every time and then. Basta po, andyan ka lang, naniniwala ka lang sa Kanya, then ang grabe po, ang daming blessing. Kahit po mga blessing na yan, yung parang tingin ng mga tao, binibigay ng Diyos sa'yo kasi mga blessing niya dahil sa mga kagagawan mo, pag binigyan ka o naman, hindi ko rin maintindihan kung bakit pilit kang tinutumba, pilit kang pinagsasalitan ng hindi maganda, pero pasalamat tayo lahat kahit na masakit po sa atin. Kailangan po natin patmatan kasi ang napansin ko po pagka yung ganyan na marami kang naririnig, maraming hurt. Pag nasasaktan ang pagkakaalam ko po, may mga darating na blessing. Grabe! Ang daming blessing. Kaya kahit man hindi man napuno ka ng blessing, may dumarating din blessing sa'yo. Hindi po natin nararamdaman dahil sa pagmamahal ng Diyos. Sa atin po lahat nandyan. Natural na po yan na nasa atin sa ating mga puso. Sir Leo, I'm very thankful po sa inyo. Grabe, dahil kayo po malapit po kayo sa, kumbaga yung heart nyo napakalaki. Hawak nyo po ang buong Pilipinas. Papasalamat po ako sa inyo. Grabe, ang tindi. Yung responsible po ninyo. Salamat po. Ako po rumerespeto po sa inyo. Dahil grabe, ang pagmamahal po ninyo talaga ay sakop ang buong Pilipinas. Ang puso po nyo, sir, ang laki na kahit maliit, nasasakop po pala ang malat ng puso ng mga members. Kahit po mga leaders, sometimes nagkakamali din po sila, pero alam ko nakakayanan nila dahil sila strong. Kaya yun po yung mga sinasabi ko sa mga brothers and sisters, na you have to respect your spouse. Higit sa lahat sa akin po sa sarili ko, sinasabi ko po yun. Kaya papasalamat ako dun sa mga blessed couples na match through Heavenly Father, through parents. Grabe yung blessing. Direct na sa inyo, sinasabi ko. Kaya huwag kayong nagre-reject. Kung maaari, huwag kayong mag-reject. Dahil grabe, blessing yan na binibigay sa inyo, sinasabi ko po. Ako kasi sa akin, brothers and sisters, PMC po. Kaya kung alam ko lang noon, sabi ko, pero hindi man po yun kumbaga pagsisisi. Pero pasalamat pa rin ako kasi kahit PMC ako, gifted ako sa asawa ko kasi represent niya po ang true parents. Nakikita ko po na ako nagiging matatag, nagiging malakas na pagtanggap sa mga trials sa buhay. Grabe. Kaya ang mga blessings po, hindi natin nararamdaman dumarating na lang. Kung hindi man dumating, pasalamat pa rin tayo kasi andyan yung trials sa buhay. Yun po yung aking yun po yung aking experiences. Kasi kailangan magtulong ka, i-share mo yung ano man sa iyo, kahit konti na lang material sa iyo. Kasi dun sa heaven, pagkakaalam ko po yun, na pagdating sa heaven, lahat ng pinamigay mo, yun ang babalik sa iyo. Yun pong pagkakaintindi ko. Mga brothers and sisters, very thankful po ako dahil kayo po naupo dyan. Sila, ang mga namit ko pa. Pasalamat po ako kila spouse po na Kuya Jimmy, mga brothers and sisters na mga leaders. Hindi ko na po mapangalanan kayong lahat. I'm very thankful po dahil kayo po yung gumagabay sa buong Pilipinas, mga members na may mga lalaking puso. Yung iba po hindi gaanong nakakaintindi. Sorry. Hindi po nila gaanong naiintindihan pa. Kaya yung iba nag-i-struggle. Pero magpapasalamat po rin tayo dahil sila siguro hindi pwede sa grupo. Kasi sila yung ini-embrace ng satanic love. Kaya hayaan lang natin, time will come. Makaka-realize din po ang mga iyan. Yun po yung pagkakaintindi ko. Yun po yung sa spouse. Grabe kasi hindi ka rin magkakaroon ng mga anak na mababait. Kung hindi mo mamahalin ang sarili mo unang-una sa asawa mo. Then ikaw mismo na nag-handle, ikaw yung kailangan gawin mo yung lahat Huwag kang mawala yung sa line. Mag-focus ka lang. Ito yung line na susundan mo through Heavenly Father, through parents. Ito sundan mo, gawin. Kahit pumahirap. Ano po natin ang mga baggage. Sipain natin ang mga baggages na kahit mga problems yan. Huwag natin pansinin. Basta mag-focus lang po tayo kay true parents. Laking pasalamat na po natin yon pag naka-focus tayo kay true parents. Ang mahalaga, sa akin po, mapunta po doon sa apunta po tayo sa line ng true parents para sa kaligtasan ng buong mundo. Sa ngayon po, yun lang po yung aking experience. Maraming salamat po sa inyo dahil sa pagtitiwala. Maraming salamat po sa inyong tiwala dahil ako po pinili niyong mag-share. Nahiyaman po ako pero kailangan po siguro. With that, thank you. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the trust and everything. Salamat
Yes,
po.
thank you so much, Ate Fe Obra, for sharing your sincere heart to everyone. Once again, let us give on to Ate Fe D. Obra. Thank you so much po. Now, for our final guidance, let us welcome the BFB Director, Mrs. Dulce Buyayo.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning po.
Thank you, our President, Reverend L.A. Halog, for your message. You really helped so much the Blessed Family Department, reminding us again about the value of the blessing and marriage. And in Genesis 1:27, I think this is very familiar tayo dito. So God created human beings in His image, right? Male and female, He created them. So we cannot be the image of God if we are alone. So yeah, that's why ito talaga yung kapupuntahan natin lahat in order for us to be God's children. And yun nga sabi ng sharing ng ating mga blessed families that na-encounter din talaga natin dito ang mga difficulties because there is a saying that man is from Mars and woman is from Venus, right? Man and woman are really different, but they need each other to complete each other, And man is the masculine image of God and woman is the feminine image of God. And actually, itong mga bagay na ito about marriage, hindi ito naiituro sa school. Only through our two parents, right? How great our two parents are. And, brothers and sisters, I would like to announce to you also that this coming March 20, there will be a blessing festival. Actually, na-send na itong memo na ito. And, this festival is composed of, this is according to the memo, this is a precious gift of our true mother, our two parents, to all the single candidates, single members. And ito kasi is composed, yung program nito is composed of, yung testimony. This is a testimony of model blessed couples. And also may mga performance dito. And the highlight, of course, is the message of our true mother. At saka yung purity ceremony. Actually, this purity ceremony is not just the purity pledge na ginagawa sa ating pure love pledge. This is something deep. Actually, sabi nga, actually this is not really the meaning. I cannot explain, cannot, you know, hindi wala silang term doon. But this is really how our true mother is really preparing our future generation, our young people, that for them to really understand the value of the blessing. Kasi nga ito, ang ano nito is to promote really how great it is, the blessing that our two parents have been giving to all of us and to all humankind. And, you know, ang magpa-participate dito sa purity ceremony are those 13 years old and above singles, no? First generation, second generation, and third generation. And these members, people that will really pledge in front of True Mother will really promise also that they will receive the blessing in the future. So True Mother really, you know, so concerned about our young people. So she wanted that ma-establish talaga itong blessing culture. Now, this time maybe for all the members, actually this is all over the world. But in the future, really, we have to invite. This will be parang ito yung ating ano to, brand, you know, ito yung ating i-promote more on the outside world. So I would like to encourage all of you, blessed families, brothers and sisters, to really encourage our young people. Of course, everybody is invited. We're going to send the details of this program later because they are not giving it yet. But you know, the concept of this event is really to promote our blessing and really encourage these young people 13 years old and above, and encourage them to join. And we're going to send the parang Google Sheet so that we can get the names and the numbers of those people, of these young people who will really attend. And the families, like parents and friends, are also invited. But yung focus lang talaga dito of this program is ma-feel nila, these young people, how really how concerned our True Mother is for these young people. So I would like to really thank you for always continuously, you know, having this Hunduke devotion together, because actually so many families and so many brothers and sisters really appreciated also this morning Hunduke that we had. And every morning there is a new inspiration and new reminders and insights na naiibigay sa atin. And one more thing also is I would like to announce this coming April 25 that we will be having this blessing, you know, blessing ceremony. And of course the details is not yet being, you know, given to us, but those couple, you know, newly, those who have already their commitment ceremony and promise to receive the blessing are the ones who should participate. But because of the pandemic, you know, it's really difficult to come together. So so far we did not receive yet any confirmation if separate couples can join. Wala pa yan sa, hindi pa talaga yan nasasagot. And so but those who can really, you know, come together and be together, please prepare yourself. This is a very special grace once again that we will receive from our beloved two parents. And yeah, I would like to thank you once again, brothers and sisters, dear blessed families, dear blessed couples, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Tita Dulce, for the guidance and an update to the upcoming events of Blessed Family Department. Once again, let us give a hand to our Tita Dulce Buyayo. And thank you also to all blessed families from Region 6, Salido family and Gimay family, and those who share this morning. And for our closing prayer, may I call our brother Hanjin Kachi Gimay.
Yes. Good morning, Heavenly Friends, good morning, sisters, communication. Good morning, elders and leaders. Please join me in prayer. Sarasinin, Hanatong Yashin, Junjin, Tikumanin, Kamsamnita, Saramida. Most gracious and beloved Heavenly Friends of heaven and earth, and mankind. Thank you so much, Heavenly Friends, for this wonderful day, for this wonderful moment, Heavenly Friends, that we have come together here, Heavenly Friends, in this precious Zoom meeting, Heavenly Friends. Thank you so much that all of us got to wake up safe and sound, Heavenly Friends. And also, really thank you so much, Heavenly Friends, for the wonderful guidance this morning, Heavenly Friends, about the oneness of man and woman through marriage, centering to our Heavenly Parents. Really, really so thankful and grateful for all also the challenges and trials, all the hardships and sufferings that we have faced, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Because of those things, Heavenly Parents, we continue to grow despite facing many kinds of trials and challenges, Heavenly Parents, despite facing many kinds of hardships, Heavenly Parents, many kinds of persecution and attack from Satan, Heavenly Parents, we still continue to stand in front of you, Heavenly Parents, stand firm in front of you, Heavenly Parents, stand strong in front of you, Heavenly Parents, to become a true filial sons and daughters, Heavenly Parents. Today we have heard so much inspiration, so much things to motivate ourselves in the Prince, starting from our Sir Leo Angelohalog, Heavenly Prince, from our national leader, Heavenly Prince, and also to all the blessed families that gave their reflection, Heavenly Prince, that it truly inspired us, Heavenly Prince. It gives motivation to us, Heavenly Prince, that life is not easy, but we can overcome it, Heavenly Prince. Nothing is really impossible in this world through you, Heavenly Prince. Everything is possible, Heavenly Prince. And through those messages that we have received this morning, Heavenly Prince, also from our Tita Dulce, Heavenly Prince, we really are so happy, Heavenly Prince. It gives us light in our hearts, Heavenly Prince. It fueled the oil in our lamp at the same time, Heavenly Prince. That's why, Heavenly Prince, on behalf of all mankind, since the first human ancestors, Heavenly Prince, we are truly sorry, Heavenly Prince. We truly feel repentful, Heavenly Prince, to all the things that we have made, because we have hurt your heart, Heavenly Prince. Until now, Heavenly Prince, actually more than 6,000 years already, Heavenly Prince, not just 6,000 years that you are suffering, but more than that, Heavenly Prince. And how long are you going to wait for us, Heavenly Prince? How long you are going to endure the pain, Heavenly Prince? Today, Heavenly Prince, many blessed families, even young people, Heavenly Prince, leaders, are facing hardships, Heavenly Prince, suffering, Heavenly Prince. How much more your heart, Heavenly Prince, watching them cannot do anything, just watching them and praying that we can overcome it, Heavenly Prince. That's why, Heavenly Prince, we are truly, truly repentful that until now we cannot bring the result that you are looking for, Heavenly Prince. We cannot bring the things that you have seek, Heavenly Prince. Until now, Prince, humanity is still fallen, Prince. We are still far from perfection, Prince. But really, we pray, Prince, that in our time, Prince, we will do our best to finish, Prince, what our beloved true Prince, what the Messiah have started, Prince. We will finish it in this era, Prince, in this golden age, Prince. that there will be no longer more suffering in the future, Heavenly Parents, that the future generation, Heavenly Parents, will continue to grow happy and reach perfection, Heavenly Parents, without any hardship that we have faced right now, Heavenly Parents. That's why, Heavenly Parents, please do not worry about us at the same time. I know that you are crying right now, Heavenly Parents, crying of happiness and sadness and sorrowful. You have a sorrowful heart at the same time, Heavenly Parents. Watching us, Heavenly Parents, you have mixed feelings, Heavenly Parents. That's why our suffering, our challenges and trials in our life cannot be compared to your heart, Heavenly Parents. Even to our beloved true mother right now, Heavenly Parents, really working so hard that almost every month, every time, there's always rally of hope at the same time, Heavenly Parents. Just really working so hard to accomplish that even though just 1/3 of the human population will be saved, Heavenly Parents. But I really pray, we really pray, Heavenly Parents, that not even 1/3, but total salvation, really, Heavenly Parents, that we could really save all mankind, Heavenly Parents, because your heart is really suffering. Your heart is really suffering. I don't know if we can still prolong this, Heavenly Parents. We feel like we cannot prolong this anymore, Heavenly Parents. We cannot prolong your suffering heart, Heavenly Parents. Through those challenges and trials that we have faced, Heavenly Parents, through that you really are showing that you really love us, Heavenly Parents. You want to convey your heart, you want to convey your feelings to us, Heavenly Parents. You want us to grow to carry the burden that you're carrying at the same time, Heavenly Parents, because you want us to reach perfection at the same time, Heavenly Parents. But Heavenly Parents, do not worry, Heavenly Parents. All of our leaders, elders, our young people are here, Heavenly Parents, taking initiative at this moment, Heavenly Parents. We're doubling our effort at the same time, Heavenly Parents. We're going to make sure that we're going to show you substantial result at the same time, Heavenly Parents. That's why today I really pray, Heavenly Parents. We really pray, Heavenly Parents, that we could really start new life, Heavenly Parents, each and every day. A life of gratitude at the same time, Heavenly Parents. A life to be thankful for, Heavenly Parents. And also a life that could level up ourselves, Heavenly Parents, to walk farther, Heavenly Parents, to walk closer to your heart, Heavenly Parents. I know, Heavenly Parents, that as we grow closer to you, the challenges and trials becomes more harder and more harsher at the same time. I pray that all of our brothers and sisters, elders and leaders, and all humankind, Heavenly Parents, could put that in our mind, that the more challenges and trials we face, the more closer we become to our Heavenly Parents and true parents. At this moment, there's really many casualties and really disasters happening to this world, many parents, but your sons and daughters, many parents, will make sure to make an ideal world, many parents, that you really longed for too long already, many parents. We promise that we're really going to bring the kingdom of heaven here on earth, many parents and parents, and really going to accomplish that, many parents. Thank you so much once again for all the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Really thankful and grateful for all the elders and leaders that always guiding us. Also to all the elders and leaders that guided my parents, all our parents guided my brothers and sisters, and also to our younger ones, the many parents, we really are so thankful and grateful that they are here. That we are one at the same time, Heavenly Parents, that we are one to our true mother at the same time, Heavenly Parents. Thank you so much. And I pray that we will really reach the ideal world, Heavenly Parents, which your the purpose, Heavenly Parents, why you have created us, Heavenly Parents. Really, really, so thank you so much. And I report in my name, Hajin Kachihi, my son of Stephen Jocelyn, in my blessed central family, Aju.
Let us offer our individual prayer. Let us offer our uh, thanks to our Heavenly Parents. 감사합니다. To all our leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters, thank you for joining our morning devotion. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much po.
Thank you.
Yes, everyone. Have a nice day.
Ay, hindi ko pala na. Bye-bye po.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye lahat.
Morning,
Good
everyone.
Ingat.
Good morning.
Enjoy.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so
Good
much for
morning.
your hard work day.
Morning po, Ma'am Sato.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much po.
Be
Good
Thank you
morning,
victorious.
so much
Devotion
for
Thanks,
Camp.
joining us every
everyone.
day. Thank
Good
you po.
morning, San Pablo
Thank you so much.
Center.